What's going on, my Atlanta good folks? My Atlanta Hawk fans, my Atlanta Falcon fans, and my Atlanta Brave fans. It's a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Feeling good out here. Uh, got the Hawks tonight in action versus the Miami Heat. Win or go home. Um, who y'all think? What we gonna do tonight? What we gonna do tonight? The last game, Hawks versus Orlando Magic. It didn't go so well. From the first quarter, the Hawks were playing catch up the whole game. They were getting beat out on the boards. Our bigs didn't show up like we thought they would, and it was a defensive disaster for the Hawks. Uh, Hopefully tonight against the Heat with Tyler Hero, who has been playing amazing lately, um, and also their All-Star center forward Bam Adebayo. Uh, Let me just say this. As a Hawks fan, I've been a die-hard Hawks fan since we can go back to Dominique, Steve Smith, Booker Blaylock, Mutombo, Christian Laettner, you know, about 30 years. I've been a die-hard Hawks fan. I always had a Hawks hat, braids hat, Falcon hat. I'm all the Atlanta teams, all the Georgia teams. Um, but these Hawks, uh, we just need consistency, consistency, because I do not understand why we would play Boston, Milwaukee, and Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland, and we do awesome and good. We match up very well. We running out the gym with them. We trading basket with baskets, and we're winning most of them games. But there's something about when we play small market teams that we don't fare well against. You know, and that's something I don't understand. Maybe it's something else. Are they playing down to the talent? Why they have these games? But sometimes I be scratching my head like, what's going on? Um, but tonight's game, we're gonna have to do good on the boards. We got to control the boards, and that's with our first team and second team. We have to control the boards. Where's Clint Capella at? You know, Big O. Um, these guys, they have to be a force in them. Use your fouls. You have 6 fouls. Use them. 5 fouls, 6 fouls, whichever one it is. Use them all. No way you should be out there and giving up boards and you still got all your fouls at the end of the game. It don't make no sense to me. I'm an old school player. I'm an old school uh, basketball player, and I like, what I'm saying, use your fouls. This new school, they don't foul out as much. We're losing, and you ain't using your fouls. Just let somebody go off for 30 points, 40 points, 50 points, and you still have all your fouls throughout the game. It doesn't make any sense. Good defensive players, They know how to defend and stay out of foul trouble. But if you ain't a good defensive player, you better be using your fouls, man. Use your fouls. You know. I don't know where this playoffs gonna lead us to. Out the first round or to the second round, or will we see the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals? I don't know. But I think our real diehard Atlanta Hawk fan, we just tired of the inconsistency, you know. And I hear people talking about some Trey Young, and we need to move on. And well, who we gonna get? He sell tickets. I know Jalen Johnson, he young right now, but he's not selling tickets. You know, I look at him like a Josh Smith type of player. But he wasn't selling tickets. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. And Trey Young, I cringe when I hear people say Trey Young. Well, who we gonna get? And averaging damn near 30 and 10 a night, damn near. If he want to. I seen Trey at his highest, and I seen Trey at his lowest. But in my mind, I don't think that I'm willing to give up on my boy. You know, you know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm too invested in Trey Young, and I hate to see him go. But you look at other situations like Kyrie, he been traded 2 or 3 times. Kevin Garnett, he been traded 2 or 3 times. So players, big players, they tend to be moved around. You know, but the difference between them and Trey, they won championships. They won championships. You know, and I think adding the pieces around Trey Young, if that's with a another point guard or another forward center, it gonna have to be a 3-man game. It gonna have to be a 3-man game. A big three, what they call it. Trey can't do it by himself. I see other players chipping in. When we had DeJounte Murray, he chipped in a little bit, but he wasn't that guy. You know, when we brought him in, we thought that he was gonna be our that defensive guy, but he wasn't. Let's just admit he wasn't. And just so called, we made the trade, and Dyson Daniels fell in our lap. I didn't know nothing about Dyson Daniels. I think everybody do now. The guy relentless on defense. He has a special gift of stealing balls. Every time I watch a game, he about 2 or 3 steals a game. He just in the right situation, the right spots. You know. But with this game, we just gonna have to make some shots, and we have to have some stops. We all know Trey Young ain't on. He's a liability on defense sometimes because he's small. I get that. But there's 4 of the guys out there that gonna have to contribute, and with the right coaching to be able to draw up plays and stop the other guys that like a Tyler Hero, or whoever else they got since they got rid of Jimmy Butler. I think his name Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins. Who they got? This team is still pretty good. You know, yeah, man. We just gotta have consistency. Being a Hawk fan is sometimes it gets old when yeah, we in the play-in for the fourth straight year. You know, coming off of the year we had, I think it was 2016 with the Eastern Conference uh, finals. You know, without if Trey wouldn't have got, I still say if Trey wouldn't have got hurt, we would have had a chance. Y'all believe me or not, we would have had a chance, y'all. But yeah, man, the Hawks, you know, sometimes I don't know what to say. I'm sitting here in traffic. It's like sitting here in traffic. Like, we gonna go? What we gonna do? We gonna sit here or we gonna get there? And that's what I think of real out of 30, 40 years. What are these Hawks gonna do? Who we gonna bring in? Who is that talent? Or who are those players? They gonna get us there. There's a couple of names that been thrown out there, especially the guys out there in Phoenix with Devin Booker and not Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal. You know, yeah, man. We gotta get some scores. We gotta get some defensive presence. You know, this age of the dime big man, like I know they just stopped making 7 footers. I know they ain't just stopped making 7 footers. I mean, we got to get some 7 footers. Everybody can't be 6 feet 11, 7 foot, 220 pounds. You know, it has to be a Marcus Camby out there. It has to be another DeAndre Jordan out there. It has to be another, uh, Rick Smith going old school and uh, Hakeem, Elijah Warren, Patrick Ewing. I mean, come on, man. We got to find these guys, man. We're going to have to take it back to old school basketball where we throw it in the post, man, and post up. Let's bag them down, man. Bully ball, you know. We gotta fix this. We gotta fix this Hawk organization. We gotta fix this Hawk organization. You know what I mean? And it starts within the front office. It starts in the front office. Who is that guy in the front office that's on the championship mindset? They're gonna sit here and say, look, man, we're tired. We gotta go after this player. We gotta get this right coach. We gotta get this right person. You know what I'm saying? You got Trey Young out there, he dishing and scoring floaters and 3 pointers and you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, man, unbelievable player. But we get rid of him, man. We going back down to the bottom of the barrel, man. We going back down to the lottery. You know? You know? I want y'all to come in here and comment for me, man. And leave your comments in the comment box and let me know what y'all think about the Hawks versus the Heat tonight. You know? Let's move on to the Falcons. The draft is coming around the corner next week. I can honestly say I have no type of decision where the Hawks going with this pick, first round pick. Are they gonna move up? Are they gonna move back? There's a lot of needs that Falcons team needs. Defensive tackle, defensive edge. We've been preaching that for the last several years. We can go linebacker. We can go corner. I love AJ Terrell, but sometimes, hey, and I get it. I get it. I played a little bit of corner in my day. And sometimes you're going to get burnt. Sometimes you're going to give up big plays. But I haven't played it on the level he played on. But I get it. Sometimes you don't give up. You don't give up big plays, and you gonna get burnt a couple of times. But he has to live up to his contract. And so far, it's been, you know what I mean? But they had to pay him because he was drafted here, and they hate to see him go when he haven't even reached his prime. So they had to pay him. So he's here. Uh, we can go wide receiver. Um, I think we're done with the fantasy football picks because the last few drafts we picked quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. So I'm estimating this next draft, and I hope we go defense, 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 defense. You know what I mean? We got to go defense. The Philadelphia Eagles, they gave the lead the sauce. They gave the lead the sauce. Big D got to go defense. They went defense, defense, defense. You know what I'm saying? In the draft. And free agent, you go get your skilled players. You know what I mean? You go get your skilled players. You know? But they gave the lead to solid defense win championship. Sometimes, offense can get you there, but defense wins championships. You have to be able to stop somebody. The Falcons organization is just like the Hawks. I don't think they're handing up, for the NFC South. I don't think they're handing up banners at the bins for NFC South championships. We need that Super Bowl. Their first Super Bowl. We need that. We need that there. Just like the Hawks, it starts in the front office with a championship mind, with championship coaches, with championship training staff, equipment workers, from the lady in the cafeteria. We gotta have championship mode every time. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Grady Jarrett. Drafted him and been here for several years, and he made his name on that defensive front. But since Vic Beasley just disappeared out of the NFL on that unbelievable season he had, the Super Bowl run, Grady haven't had any help. Grady hasn't had no help at all. And every person we brought, every veteran we came in to get a check and just disappeared out of NFL retirement check, we got to stop that. We got to bring some players in that are going to make a difference. Defensive line. On that defensive line, we got to bring some players that are going to make an impact. Matthew Judon, I don't know what we're going to do this year. We bringing him back or he gonna let him go somewhere else, but I didn't see what we brought him in here for. Stand around and act like he's setting the edge, but really ain't. And I think they was toying with him because they know what he was gonna do. I really don't know what the defensive scheme was bringing Matthew Jude to set the edge, and because all I know is the guy was getting quarterbacks to the ground in New England. He get here in Atlanta, and he's standing around like a mannequin. I don't even know he's on the field half the time. I gotta check the damn lineup and see, is he hurt? Is he on the field? If I see the red sleeve, yeah, okay, he on the field. But other than that, I wouldn't even know he on the field or not. Another question going into the draft: what we gonna do with Kyle Pitts? Is he gonna stay? Has he matured enough? Has he got into his bag? Is he working out? Is he trying to develop into a la Travis Kelsey or George Kittle, or go back and look at some tapes of other Hall of Fame tight ends like Tony Gonzalez, Gates. There's a lot of them out there. Shannon Sharp. Uh, yeah, we got a lot of questions. I don't think no. I think every position is open in this draft except quarterback. I think every position is open except quarterback, and I'm gonna say running back too. But also we got to depend on whether or not we know B. John, our starting running back, and with Tyler Algier, probably gonna be searching for a new contract, or do he want to be a starter, or do he want to continue sharing time? You know, but I can't do nothing about the past. I wasn't high on B. John. I wasn't high on Drake London in the previous draft. I thought we had better picks that was there. We could have picked instead of them, but we can't go back. We got them, so we stuck with them. So, uh, yeah, man. What we gonna do, man? What we gonna do? A lot of Falcons fans. What we gonna do? What we gonna do, man? It's like we done turn the page. It's a new season. And y'all know I haven't talked about Kirk Cousins, right? There's a reason, because I'm sick of the Kirk Cousins situation. I said this before. I think it's enough blame to go around.